Understanding profit rankings. Although genetic indexes for the many individual traits can reveal a great deal about an animal's breeding potential, their detailed study can be time-consuming and is often impractical. This is where selection indexes such as PLI, SCI and ACI come into play, one for each of the three main farming systems. PLI, Profitable Lifetime Index for all year-round calving herds. ACI, Autumn Calving Index for autumn block calving herds. SCI, Spring Calving Index for spring block calving herds. These economic selection indexes bring together a variety of traits into one figure, which can be used as a simple screening tool, allowing selection to be simplified while at the same time maximising genetic gains. It is worthwhile knowing that these economic rankings are based on complex economic models and are regularly reviewed by the UK breeding industry to ensure they are kept up to date. Production. The Profitable Lifetime Index places a stronger emphasis on milk yield and fat and protein kilograms than either of the block calving indexes. This is reversed when considering fat and protein percents, where SCI has the highest impact, followed by ACI. Survival. Lifespan and calf survival are equally important across all three indexes. Fertility. Fertility has a higher importance within the block calving indexes to promote and maintain the tight block calving pattern. Although fertility is not as strongly selected for in the PLI, this index still places a strong emphasis on this trait. Udder health. SCC and mastitis have a similar importance across the three indexes. The udder composite has the strongest emphasis within the PLI. Leg health. There isn't much difference between the emphasis applied to lameness advantage between the three indexes. All three place a reasonable weighting on this trait. Conversely, the feet and legs composite has a stronger weighting within the PLI, followed by the ACI, then SCI. Calving ability. Direct calving ease has a greater weighting within the SCI than ACI or PLI. The reverse is the case for maternal calving ease, which has a greater gain within the PLI, followed closely by the ACI. Efficiency. Maintenance and body condition score are both most strongly selected for in the SCI, promoting a smaller, lower maintenance animal suited to a predominantly grazing system. The next strongest weighting is within ACI and then PLI. Now that we have an understanding of the makeup of these profit rankings, and we appreciate that these have been put together using economic modelling guided by the UK dairy breeding industry stakeholders, the next step is to consider which of these you need to focus on for your particular needs. The decision is relatively straightforward, as is illustrated in the following simple guide. Choosing which profit ranking to use for your own situation starts simply by deciding which farming system describes your herd best. In other words, do you operate a predominantly spring block, autumn block, or all year round calving system? If your herd is predominantly spring block calving, the SCI is the most appropriate one to use. Also note that this profit ranking is presented on an crossbreed basis, which means that you can directly compare and choose bulls from a variety of breeds on the same ranking. If your herd is autumn block calving, use the ACI. Again, like the SCI, this profit ranking is published on an crossbreed basis, and bulls can therefore easily be chosen from a range of breeds for those looking to crossbreed their cows. Finally, if you are operating an all-year-round calving system, there is one further consideration to make, and that is whether you are crossbreeding or not. For herds which do not crossbreed, the decision is simple, as the PLI rankings for the breed of choice is the one to use. Remember that the PLI is published as a separate figure for each breed. Therefore, bulls from different breeds cannot be compared directly using the PLI. For herds operating a cross-breeding system, it may be easier to consider using the ACI rankings, as this ranking does allow you to compare bulls from different breeds directly. If, however, you prefer to use the PLI because of its slightly higher production weightings, then remember to choose the best bulls from each breed of interest on PLI separately. And remember that a PLI for, let's say, a Frisian bull cannot be compared to a PLI for a Holstein bull, as these PLI figures are expressed against different breed averages appropriate for each breed. Now that you know which profit ranking is most appropriate to use, let's consider how we would use this in practice. Profit rankings serve as the main initial screening tool to shortlist the top 50% of sires that rank well on the overall ability to transmit a variety of important traits. Once sires are shortlisted, we can then look at the more detailed qualities for the important traits which will improve your own situation. For example, if you want to improve fertility in a herd, you can shortlist sires with the above average fertility index scores from the top profit index bulls. Now that you're familiar with selection indexes and how they can be used, you're ready to take the quiz to test your knowledge. Then move on to tutorial 3, where we'll look at how to identify areas of strength and areas for improvement within your herd using the herd genetic report.